In this video, I'll show you how to create an animated bar chart using Python. So it looks something like this, where it's a standard bar chart, but then it moves across a timeline of several years so that it shows you comparisons between whatever category you're analyzing across several months, years, or across any timeline, really. So what sets this kind of chart apart from the usual static bar chart is it adds a third dimension so that you can actually do your comparison across several years in a single visualization. So what this kind of visualization can tell you in a matter of seconds through motion is not really achievable using any other visualization, right? So that's what makes it very powerful. So in this example, I can see the population growth over time for these 5 countries from the years 1952 up until 2007, and in a matter of a few seconds I can see how that comparison kind of pans out. I wouldn't say this chart in particular is very exciting because the trend, if you see, the comparisons don't really change over time. So what that means is you're not seeing one country really overtake another country. But I would say it's still very handy if you're trying to compare a category of data across a long timeline. So that's across several months or several years. This visualization can be very useful. So yeah, let's dive into how to actually make this visualization in Python. So the first thing that you'll need to do is import plotly. So that is import plotly.express as px. And I'm going to run this. And then the next thing I'm going to do is load a sample data set. So in this case, I'm going to load one of the pre-built built-in data sets that's provided in plotly.express called Gapminder. And then I'm just going to preview that using df.head. So as you can see, this data set contains basically macroeconomic data like population, GDP, life expectancy across different countries. So for the sake of this example, I'm going to keep it a bit simple and filter this data set to just the 5 countries. So that will be the United States, China, India, Japan, and Germany. And then I'm going to filter that using this line of code, and then let's preview this using df.head. So as you can see, it is now filtered to just the 5 countries that we specified. This is only showing China because we've just previewed the first 5 rows in the dataset. And then finally, we will print the animated bar chart. So it's very simple. You just need to do px.bar and then specify all your parameters. So in this case, your x-axis, your y-axis, color, animation frame, animation group, range, title, labels, and so on. And then you can also write some code to customize the layout. So what you want your x-axis to look like, what you want your y-axis title to look like, and whether or not you want this ascending or descending based on a certain dimension. So I'm going to run this now. And there you have it. So if I play this chart, you can see that it moves very smoothly across the several years. So one thing to note is the line of code here where I said animation frame equals year. So this is basically specifying what column in the data you want to use for the timeline. So this is very important. And then animation group equals country. This line of code basically tells you which dimension you want to use as the comparison category. So in this case, we're trying to compare across these 5 countries, and it's basically showing us the population growth or population difference across these 5 countries over time, right? So there you have it. That is how you create an animated bar chart using Python. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.